Welcome back. This is Art to the Round Table. Your boy's out of breath because I'm getting old. I'm drawing the beast in gouache. I started this earlier today, drew it over the weekend, and we're just gonna keep going. So, Ike, what's going on, Ike? How are you? Oh, thank you. Ike says the brown and gold in the background is brilliant for the painting. Thanks, man. Listen. I've been doing nothing. I've been doing burnt sienna as my washes with acrylic. In the beginning of all my paintings lately, this thing, I just enjoy the process. I haven't deviated from it. That's a good thing. And I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. You doing okay? Just winding down from work? I hear you, man. Take a little breather. I hear you, brother. Let me change this real quick. But thank you. So thank you that for hanging out with me while you chill. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'm crashing, my dude. I've been trying to. I don't want to get too detailed here. This is very early in the process, but anyway, I've been trying to. I can't even speak. I've been trying to do better with my caffeine intake by reducing the amount of cup of coffees that I drink. So I'm crashed. So yeah, let's just get to it. I'm curious. I'm still trying to figure out. Do I want to keep building on the shadows, or do I want to start adding some of the blue? So I could just begin to see what this homie is gonna look like. But he's gonna be a grayish blue. We're not gonna go too bright. We won't need to because we're gonna keep adding some energy back there, some electricity, some color. All right, so and it looks like my use your words, Mel. Use your words. My palette is getting a bit dry. So let's add some. I want to see what this looks like. I think that'll be okay. Let's just go with it. Let's go with it. If we mess it up, I'll blame it on Ike. The goal here is to add layers. Ike, my friend, did you have a nice weekend? And if so, what you do, man? We nosy. That's if you want to share. If not, you can tell me to go kick rocks. It's none of your business, Melvin. Ooh, I use my real name. None of your business, Mello. Gotcha. You was gonna do some watercolors, painting over the weekend, and then life got in the way. I hear you. Have I asked you, and then forgive me if sometimes my questions are redundant, or I may have asked before. It's not my questions, my memory. Did you do watercolors before, or is this something that you're trying to kind of like get into? And forgive I don't know if you can hear the landscapers going in behind me. Ask again. Yeah. So, have you experimented with watercolors before, or are you like kind of, are you trying to like go back to it? Or new to water? Okay, okay, okay. Have I asked you that question already? I'm sorry, man. You started because you saw Tema and Susan. Oh, gotcha. See, that's cool. I love that, man. I love that kind of like when you get that drive, because there's people that you're cool with trying them out, and Tema's getting so good. Her watercolors, I think, were always really good. Where she's really coming into her own is her drawings, her compositions. Is like, I think we have. Well, the one of the first things to happen with old age is memory loss, or worse, memory loss. It's been a while since I've done watercolor. I think I have adapted so much of the style of gouache that I don't know if I can go back right now and be comfortable. Oh yeah, my palette's getting dry with watercolor. But you started with markers instead, like alcohol markers? Yeah, like Copics. You know, I enjoy messing with Copics. For me, it makes me slow down my process. Anything where it makes it difficult for you to cover up your mistakes. It gives me stress, man. So I've done a few pieces with markers, and that's it. Left it as a very small example on the Yo-hoo-hoos. Yeah, I used to. That's where I started. I grabbed some hoo-hoos from Wish, like an 80 pack. You're not lying about Copics, bro. You know what's funny? I bought the hoo-hoos from Wish for myself, but when my daughter was getting into art and she wanted to try the markers, I bought her the Copic sets. And then I'm like, can I use them? Can I use those? Can I try it out? It definitely is for rich folk, but man, they don't always advertise that you can refill them. So Now using the same colors, I'm just trying to blend. I want to get like maybe three versions of this blue and just let them all commingle with each other, and I don't have to worry about over mixing and finding the tone again. My lord, man. Where the hell is that landscaper? And there's too much water in my brush, so I'm doing not too good here. I think the thing the trap I fall into is trying to be super precise when I'm putting colors down. It's okay to early to just block in where you want it. But anyway, about watercolor. The way I've been painting lately, I think that if I was to start watercolors again, my paints would be so muddy. What's up, Tama? Your ears must have been ringing. Your ears must have been ringing. And welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Timma, would it be bad form to wish you a happy early birthday today? Some people will go, that's bad luck. But is it bad form? If it's not frowned upon, happy early birthday. Happy early birthday. You're good, dudes. We were just talking about you. We were just talking about you. And you're just figuring out my life, aren't we all? And doing some morning drawing. That's fantastic. And was happy to see that I was on. Thank you. I was on earlier. I drew. I started the painting process for this Hirsute superhero earlier today. And I had to cut the stream short to go run an errand, and then I'm back. You guys are familiar with Beast, I'm sure, of the X-Men. He's very hairy, very, very hairy. This is a very easy way to add hair detail with kind of like a dry-ish flat brush. And it'll all blend. Soft and floofy? Yeah. He kind of reminds me. I have two cats, right? I have a cat that's deaf, D-E-A-F, and a kitten. The cat that's deaf really jumpy now because she can't hear around her surroundings, and the kitten likes to mess with her. So this kind of shot reminds me of like when she's trying to go to the litter and he creeps up behind her. But thank you for the compliment. Appreciate that. Beast is a really cool character. He's a genius, one of the original X-Men. And he, in a very tragic science experiment, he didn't always look this hairy, but he was a mutant who extremely acrobatic and I was going to say ambidextrous. That just means he can write both left-handed. Just think of a very, very, very acrobatic person. Well, he was ashamed of his mutant gene, and he wanted to find a way to subdue it or even cure himself, and in doing so, he experimented on himself, maintained his bouncy nature, but now gave himself all this blue fur, which then he really couldn't deny that he was a mutant at all. Before this, he looked like a regular human. The only time you would notice that if he was a mutant was because he had really weird toes and, like I said, superhuman strength and agility. He looks like a cat. Yeah. He has gone through several mutations in the comics. He's looked like a gorilla. He's looked like a cat, a lion almost, feline. Here, let me zoom in if you like. So, Thames, how was your weekend? All right. No worries, Ike. I shall be here. I think I'm going to be here till about 4 p.m. my time. All right. What am I doing? What am I doing? A little bit of blending. What's up, DWs? Yes, I am back. I'm trying to find a mid. A happy medium is what I'm trying to say. But it seems like my brush too much water in it. My weekend was good. It was pretty chill, so not many deliveries. You got to keep them in the ovens a little longer. I hear you. Just trying to mix right on the canvas here because some of those highlights are coming in too bright and I want to add to them. I want to smooth them out. My weekend was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Did what old man does. I'd like to see you soon. My weekend was good. No deliveries. DW, your piece. Shit on me. Yeah, wasn't it? The DW style. That last piece of the portrait, like the face, right? That's the way you're referring to. Cute. I don't know if that's what you was going for, but I liked it. Loved it. Need some more of it. No, it was cool. And I didn't mean it in like to dismiss or anything if by calling it cute. I love the character design. These paints are drawing really weird before my eyes, so it's making it difficult for me to adjust. Like I'm trying to correct them before they finish drying. So I feel like just feeling weird. But I don't want to overdo it and muddy up the proceedings here. Allegedly, DW, the darker colors dry lighter, lighter colors dry darker. And sometimes you will catch it. Sometimes you go, oh, that's not what I intended. But then you wait a bit and be like, oh, okay, that was not bad. It's very easy to overdo gouache because of it, because you don't give yourself that moment to let it set and then look at it. You see how earlier this color, without any other mixing, I put it onto this. Also, is going to react to whatever color's underneath it. That bright orange did nothing. It's the same color. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It is weird, man. Weird, man. But the cool thing about it, if there's any cool thing about it, And so you're constantly adapting and evolving while you paint. If you catch it, there is a point of being, you have to slow down a bit to let things happen. I think people have a tendency to because gouache dries fairly quickly, to feel the need to rush. And I've had that problem early on. And you want to rush to the finish line. And get it done, get it done. But there really isn't necessary to do that. But you can get, depending on how, you can get some really good progress on a painting in about 2 hours. No matter what size. This here has been, how long have I been painting? Maybe 2 hours already. I started a half an hour in the last stream, painted for an hour. So about 90 minutes doing this. You really shouldn't rush any painting anyway. Map says nice progress, thank you, sir. Tema says the light colors dry dark and dark colors dry light because why not? Yeah, why not? Why not? It's like it's not difficult enough. DW says, I do work fast, and you're amazed at the quality you can get with such little time. And I think that comes along with how there are certain cheats? No, shortcuts, I guess is the word. Never a cheat is a shortcut. Unless you're in a marathon and you take a shortcut, and that's cheating. Because it dries fairly quickly, you can add layers and really pump out contrast early on, which gives certain things a certain appearance of completeness or doneness or sharpness, I guess. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. And plus, I think these streams, because I average about 2 hours or so, there's some that I've gone up to 3 hours. I want to be able to show you guys some progress and progression. I think without a camera, I'd be sitting here 8 hours straight, no worries, which probably wouldn't be good for my back. I forgot what blue I had there. We're gonna need more blue. Have you used that stand before? Yeah. I've done it before on some of the pieces. Like sometimes you'll get a glare, or I'll get a pretty bad glare if I lay it flat. I've changed a couple of things in my room. I'll show you. Tama, how old? My birthday was Friday, right? So how old is? Old man stuff to do. Bought new furniture for my office shelves. and then move stuff around. Oh man. So I got a halo light that I have pointing towards the ceiling so I won't get glare. But yeah, I've used this stand before for that. Sometimes I'll, when I finish with piece, I'll put it in front of me so I can look at it as a to keep it in my mind's eye if I'm painting something else, like the way I was painting the siblings. This is a, if you can't tell, it is a tablet stand, but I use it in reverse so I can angle the drum. Ah, tanks. What color do I have in here? Thanks, TM. Appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna play this one pretty quickly here. I lost all the detail in the pencil drawing at this point, but I did take a picture, so I'm trying to like keep some aspects of it, but it's no big deal. We don't have to worry about anything being realistic at this point. The only thing I'm worried about is light source, which really isn't all that realistic either, because the explosion is behind him, or the light show is behind him, which mean that the majority of the front would have been in deep shadow anyway. So we can play willy-nilly with logic and realism here. Hey DW, I put some fixative on the hobgoblin, and then because I do things reverse here, and did a little research on what he looked like, and you're absolutely 100% correct. Hoodie and a cape. You don't see his ears, so I'm going to, when I paint it, I'll just give him an earectomy. You're often right, yeah. I figured. I almost didn't say anything. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I sprayed it with fixative. You see the difference? I don't know if you can remember what it looked like earlier. What the fixative does, how nice it makes it look, the contrast. And it's completely safe at this point. I don't have to worry about any smudging. So that's cool. That's why I do it. And then the next step I'm going to do is put some gesso over it. You really don't have to put gesso over it, but the reason I do it, this fixative is, it puts a waterproof layer. So I don't want any of the color to bead. I want a smooth acrylic wash. So that's why I do that. Yeah, I'll put them here. So yeah, so when I paint it, I'll just paint over, I'll just complete the folds of his hoodie over the ears. Bob's your uncle, baby. We're done. Fixed. Oh, brother. You tell him, Broadway. She is intense. These kind of single tone figures, the Hulk who's all green, Beast who's all blue, they become very difficult sometimes. Unless you enjoy monochromatic painting, which this basically is a monochromatic painting with some accents of color. But if I really wanted to make this pop and look realistic, I don't think I will be doing it. Would be to add some form of yellow or oranges on it. Let me lower this. DW says, so the gesso acts as something that the paint can absorb into. Yes. 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 Short answer. Yes. And what else? Unfortunately, I bought a clear gesso. What color is this? That is smooth textured. And it adds a weird shine. I don't mind it too much, but if you was to, you see the difference? You see how luminescent this part where there's no paint? See how it kind of like, there you go. See that bounce light? That is the smooth, textured nature of it. But I don't mind using the smooth texture because I'll never put so much that it completely overtakes the texture of the artboard. But on paper, when I've used it on paper, it's kind of it's a little weird. But yes, it acts as something for the, when you add fixative, you almost want to do it. But there's an artist out there, I forget his name, of course. He paints with acrylic. He does the same thing. He draws and then he sprays his fixative and then he goes over it with a huge swatch of acrylic. So, if you don't want to use the gesso, you don't have to. You can just go over it with acrylic. But I'm a creature of habit, and I'm starting to create a habit and a process, so I don't want to be changing it too much. Obsessed with the way or how you painted the Hulk. I painted him several times. You talking about him bursting through the wall? I like that one too. And you have a similar vibe with here. Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And here, I've been doing lately in my last few paintings, I've been trying to focus on glow effects. The way I did David, the way I did the Conan looking dude grabbing the sword. That's what these are. They're all just questions and challenges for myself. Am I painting myself? I've smoothed out way too much of the details. But his face is so small. That blue is eating up the white. I want to get some clear gesso. I only own a white one, and I messed up painting. Hold on. I want to get some clear gesso. I own a white one, and I messed up painting it. I messed up painting it over top something, assuming it was clear. Oh no! You can add water, and I think you should be able to dilute it. But yeah, this is what I've used. This has been my Arteco Clear Gesso Multi-Surface Primer. But right here, if you get a chance, if you're gonna pick this one up, I don't know if you want to use the smooth one. If you want something with a little bit more toot, which is what I would prefer. I don't know if you want to do that with. If you're gonna use acrylic and gouache, I would prefer something more toothy. Unless you're gonna be painting artboards. Anyway, he'll plan ahead. You know how we roll. This one is smooth texture. We can't see the fine print, but it's in there. Trust me, it's in there, right there somewhere. Can I? Nope. And I have a regular white. I haven't used this one yet. Yes, but you could always get this. Is in Michael's. It's in Walmart and Michael's. Clear gesso, acrylic mediums. This is the one I used to use all the time. This is the one I used on paper. Oops, paper. Everything I have around me, I've used it on. Well, that's how dry it is in here. Ooh, I almost used this as my scrap paper. Let's move that, shall we? Oh my goodness. I don't want to do smooth, so I'm just gonna dibble dabbles, drop some. I want to try artboard for gouache. I can see myself really going. I think you would really enjoy using the artboards. At first I didn't enjoy it. Can't even tell you why. That dissipated as soon as I don't know what I did. I don't know what clicked, but it does. And I actually bought more. I enjoy this more than I do drawing on canvas and painting on canvas. But I think it's because it's the solid nature of it. when you're drawing on canvas, to me, I'm always aware of the I was gonna say the buoyancy, the pull and pull of the canvas. That makes sense. And because I want to draw and put and render detail, I can do it on the artboard. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doop. Dido says, "Oh." Wild Food One says, "So you can put clear gesso over an underpainting? Can you put it over an underpainting?" Yes, if that media is dry. It has to be waterproof. So if it's acrylic, yes. If it's gesso, you might run the risk of reactivating the color. Not gesso. If it's gouache, you might run the risk of reactivating the gouache and have it get muddy and runny. If it's ink, you could do it over inks. I've done that before. You have to make sure that it is waterproof ink. And if you're not sure, I recommend you hit it with a gesso. Oh my lord, hit it with fixative. I need more variety on that eyebrow. Let me try that again. You can add clear gesso over an underpainting? Yes, but it depends on what the media of the underpainting is. I recommend to use a fixative over pencils, over inks, and then your gesso. If you're going to do it over a wash, make sure it's acrylic or something that dries and will not come back up. That makes sense? Did I fix it? Did I make my Did I fix myself here? Putting too much work on that face. Do I have any in the packet? I've purchased. Now I'll go back up here. Bum, bum, bam. Yes, it protects the underpainting. Wow, that's amazing. Canvas bothers me that you can push into it. Is weird. Yes, I don't like it either. I have drawn on it pretty heavily. Here, I'll show you. So I did this drawing on canvas. Come on, mouse. More like a test to see how much I can draw without just putting as much as humanly possible on the canvas. The one thing I've noticed, as much as I've noticed with these, is that you really can't get super black unless you ink it and paint it. So it'll always have that type of grade, that gray gradient. It's as far as you can go. Even if you use a darker or a heavier pencil. This is 6B. If I was to use an 8B and then use my technique to smudge, it'll just turn everything gray all over again. So that's just something that you would have to adapt 2. That's what this was about. I drew the heck out of everything. Like if it was a piece of paper, sprayed it with fixative, used my gesso, did my wash, and then painted it. I have this drawing in a process ready to be narrated so I can do a video of it. It's just been lazy. That really is it. Lazy painting every day. Alright, so the one thing I don't like so far, even just using blue and white, it looks gray. So I'm going to have to find a way to add a bit more color. Maybe fresh from the tube. All right. Then I think once I start hitting it with the high contrast black paint, it'll look better. All right, I'll go back. So what kind of artboards do I use? I don't think they're brand name at all. I've used some from Dollar Tree. I've used some from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. They do sell them in bulk. I think Hobby Lobby is the cheapest or the most inexpensive so far. I just picked up on larger sizes as well. I have these 5x7s, 8x10s, 9x12s. I got some 12x16s, and I got a 16x24. I got plans. Ooh. God bless you. I think so. I think they're just called artboard. Some of them will have the like the information tag in the back. You name the title, that type of stuff. I can't remember where I picked those up. Probably from Amazon. But Dollar Tree. I don't think I have any in a packet. Let's see. Yeah, because I buy them in bulk, in packs of 6s, I think, 5 and 6s. But they'll just say artboard. If you go to an art store, they'll be next to the canvases. They're pretty much the same. I haven't felt any one different at all. Plus, I do the same thing to all of them anyway. Where am I? Meandering. I'm meandering. My producer should give me a teleprompter. Yeah. Well, there's a. I think there's a teleprompter app on your phone. All right. Just trying to add some punch back here. All my colors are kind of like blending in right now anyway. I love video editing lately. Thank you for sharing that. And that piece you did in the purple and gold was really nice. Oh, Galactus, about to devour a planet. Our planet, maybe? Thank you. That was my test. There's always a test. I'm like, let me see how far I can push drawing on canvas. And I dig it. I might find a different technique for it or anything, or something. Or maybe not. If I don't have to draw the detail, I'm gonna cheat. I still don't know what I'm gonna do down here. Do you have to do anything to prep them? Absolutely not. They're ready to go right out of the packet. They're already primed and ready. So if you wanted to go ahead and draw with gouache, you can go ahead and do that. They are fun though. They are fun to use. Alright, so my wet palette is dry now. So now I gotta add more water. And you could already tell how, to me, how weird it looks. But you don't have to do anything. They're ready to go. The reason why I do so much of the prepping is because I use pencil. And then I spray with the gesso and the fixative and all that stuff for it. And you don't have to worry about buckling. You tell them, Broadway. Maybe I'll leave the bottom undone. Your boy's getting lazy. Lazy. I have bad shoulders. You have to see how far I am leaning just so that I can get these angles. I wish I would have kept the tags they were in. Next time I go to the Hobby Lobby or somewhere, I'll take a snapshot of them. And what else? But I feel you, Tim. I cannot right now. Editing is just not in my list of things that I want to do right now. There's so much other things to do, but there's so many people that do it so well. I moved my brushes. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. I'm trying to dull this thing up here. You gotta love the belt on shorts. Should only be necessary if you're a wrestler. I'm going to see if I can just imply here. I don't care too much for the detail down here. So many other things to do. Yeah, man. And you can tell my cat doesn't care. So I can be in the middle of the best monologue. She don't care. She don't care. One thing I want to do eventually is paint directly with, I was going to say something stupid. No drawing, draw with the paint. You know what I'm talking about? That is something that I would love to do. That would be a challenge for me. Because I spent a lot of time like prepping a drawing and getting on my forms and all that stuff, but I would really love to be really free one day, and draw straight on the canvas with a brush, with paint, and see if it could be done. What's that called? A la prima? One day equals tomorrow. You're not lying. You're not lying, D-Dub. How hard can it be? Famous last words. I do enjoy editing shorts. They're fun, quick, and I love editing shorts. I usually do those edits and my Instagram reels at the same time. All right. It's kind of a hot mess up there, ain't it? But we're in the hot mess making business, aren't we? Some little cab yellow. Some lemon yellow. That reminds me. I got some. I want to make a smoothie. Why, yes, Tema. I'm always posting there. If you see any of my stuff on Instagram, on YouTube is usually followed on Insta. But yes. Hey, I'll move this over. Ha. You can follow me right there. The hardest part about any painting is trying to be spontaneous with a color. Because then it looks good and you want to put it everywhere. That's what I mean. But it's also a way to have everything look cohesive because everything's bouncing off each other. But yeah, I post a lot there. I think I have close to 2,000, maybe a little over 1,000 posts. All right. What else? What else? I'm kind of losing him. I think once I start, should we start adding some black in here? See what it looks like? Yeah, my wet palette is now a dry palette. Something like that, I think. Yeah, I'll tell you. And I deleted a bunch of stuff. I deleted a bunch of posts that were when I decided to go. That looks great. I don't even know what's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, I ended up removing a ton of my personal posts, family, that type of stuff, and kept it just art-wise and social media art-wise. And I have a Facebook that I keep mainly for family. she is. She has been singing her little heart out today. Oh no! Now the goal here, oh, that doesn't look, that's creepy looking. It's not what I had in mind. I don't want to paint all the way to the edges. I just want to give the inside of his hair and into his widow's peak here. But at that time, it's closer to 1,200. 1,257 posts. That's crazy. During the huge prospector boom for Marvel and DC for the comic era, they had some amazing painted, like cards, character cards. And that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting here. If I do say so myself. Yes, I made it all artwork related. And peoples, guys, gals, get your private stuff out of your public stuff. That is the easiest way for anyone to grab potential information to steal your data, hijack your accounts, do all that stuff. Keep it tight. Keep that circle of private tight. Keep your social stuff fairly loose. You know what I'm talking about. They don't need to know your marital status, your addresses, your birthdays, your favorite places, your parents' favorite places, your date of births of your children, your friends, your cousins, none of that stuff. I'll tell you why, if you're interested. Sit there in front of your computer, my computer if I was a hacker, trying to get into your Instagram account. Can you imagine how many people have their birthdays? All I gotta do is guess the year. I'm sure it's probably the most current year. Or an exclamation point. Protect yourselves, party people. Protect yourself, knights. See, I'm gonna see if I can give him some highlight on that hair. So, I recommend make your passwords into sentences, man. If you can. This comes from an ex-IT professional who has had the pleasure of wiping computers that have been compromised because people have not changed their password or made them easier for a hacker to get into. Yeah, change your password to change password. Mello told me to change my password. That might help. Thanks, TV girl. Nice work. You're almost done. Almost. And nothing's ever really done, right? Until we sign it. And even then, I'm always looking at it. Yeah, it does look like that kind of thing. Yes, the playing card, right? I think so. Change his password. I sleep with a sword under my password. There you go. I try to hack proof my stuff. Please do it. We jest, we joke, but that sucks. It really sucks to have to deal with that. And it just kind of sucks that that's a thing. It really is that. Having to worry about that stuff. All right. I'm going to treat a lot of this application of black like if I was inking. So a lot of just quick brush motions. And you'll notice, you see how deep and dark that color is? Remember you was asking earlier, D-Dubs, about how it dries? Look at how matte and subdued it looks once it's dry. So if I really wanted this to have that deep black, I'm either going to have to use acrylic later, which I won't. Or just keep adding pure and pure and pure layers of black paint. And clean your brushes, which I didn't do. Clean your brush and then go back. Every time I use this brush on this picture right now, I'm going to be pulling up the blue paint. That's also causing it to dry, not muddy, but more matte. I drew over all my pencil marks here, so I'm gonna have to wing it. And I'm treating this application like if I was inking a pencil drawing. And that's just light pressure. That's it. Luca, you want to come over here and say hi? No? You're still kind of antisocial? Luca's the kitten we have here. He's growing so quick. He's been sleeping for the last couple of days, and then when he finally started moving about, he looked 2 sizes bigger. He's still a butthead. DW says, I was going to ask whether you would go over with something else like acrylic later, though that lighter tone works well. It depends. I think I'm only done it maybe once or twice. Go over it if I really wanted the dark black with acrylic. And I honestly, I can't tell you if I was completely convinced that I liked it. Did I like the results? I tell you what I don't like. Oh yeah, he's new. Maybe a year, 2 years, a year. Acrylic gouache. I bought some acrylic gouache thinking that it was going to give me the dark that I wanted. Nope. It dries even more matte. Ooh. Allegedly, my Dubby energy drink arrived. She's crazy. Cool. I thought the difference was dried faster and it doesn't reactivate. Hey, I'll show you. I'll show you. And I don't know if we'll... Yeah, better start promoting. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. All right, so yeah, you can kind of see it. You see the difference here in the middle of this boot. That weird texture, how different those two are. I think this one here in the center is... Nope, the outside is acrylic gouache. That there. On some of the spots, not too bad, but I noticed it so quickly, and maybe I gave up on it too soon, that it bothered me. So don't use it. Yeah, but you can see how it's inconsistent. Something. I better start promoting. You know what? If I don't pass out, I've been trying to wean myself from drinking too much coffee. Reducing to 1 cup a day. Thank God I haven't been cranky. I don't know if that's true though. Thank you. I was actually going to... I was thinking about cutting into that board. To give it the appearance that he actually cut through it. What made me decide to wean off coffee? I was drinking way too much of it. Uh, easy 2 cups in the morning, and then maybe a third one. So yeah, high blood pressure, all that stuff. I don't like getting caffeine headaches either when you don't get a cup. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced caffeine headaches. They freaking suck. That'll make you bitter to everyone. Uh, yes, you're absolutely right, TV girl. I mean, there's a ton of great benefits for it, right? It promotes, I think, memory. Uh, it promotes bad breath and yellow teeth. No, I'm kidding, but those are true. I think it's an appetite suppressant. But I'm just thinking about my health. I'm 47. I just drink way too much of it. And I'm crashing and I'm like, I don't like it. All right. So, with that said, I'm always looking for alternatives. I used to drink Red Bulls like crazy and Monster Energy and Rockstar and all that nasty crap. But anyway, there's this new company called Dubby that promotes healthy energy drinks with no jitters, with no artificial colors and all the ingredients that are artificial. And they was looking for people to promote. So I signed up for their program and finally got their product. But I also grabbed some of their non-caffeinated hydration drink. So I'll tell you what, I'll try it out and we'll see how it goes. And maybe on Wednesday we'll be fueled by Buddy. If it's trash, you'll know that too. But yeah, if you guys are interested in trying stuff like that, new alternative to a little bit something more healthy than a 5-hour energy tub. I have already a promo code, my name on it. But they promote and support a lot of gamers and streamers, which is where they're really known for. I give it a shot. You see how sharp the black is? If I wanted to, which I really do, I want to blend into some of those grooves here of whatever those serrated muscle groups are on the ribs. I'm just gonna wipe off some of the paint. And it won't be as dominant or such a sharp contrast. It's too much still. And it'll dry a bit smoother. Or it'll dry with a bit more of a transition than just a sharp black. See how it kind of like maintains that gray? Oh, there she is. And as long as my brush isn't too wet, I can blend them. I can continue to blend. And it'll have a smoother transition to the next color. In this case, that blue. Make sense? And if I go too far, I could always go back. Funny thing, my dog didn't bark. So, they left it in the mailbox. So I'm gonna give it a try. See how that goes. But yeah, caffeine headaches, terrible. They're the worst. I can't tolerate much coffee. It makes me super jittery, but I drink a few cups. You understand how funny that is? I don't like it. Makes me jittery. I drink a few. So a few is 3, right? A single, a couple, a few is 3, and several is 4. Is that right? I can't remember. You're shocked at how much this painting has progressed in such a short time. It looks amazing. Truly impressive, dude. I have to run, but I've enjoyed the stream as always. See you later. I can't wait to see your next stream. Tema, thank you for hanging out and popping in. It is always appreciated. God bless you. Love you, mean it. Yo, this app is bothering the heck out of me. It like doesn't make sense, right? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna remove that middle. That's a bit better. Once this layer dries, I'll add another color or something to make it pop out. But thank you for swinging through. I really appreciate you. Always, always appreciate you. What time is it? 3:12? Cool. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to finish of this. I like how there's nothing done down here. That really wasn't the focus of this. Now I'm trying to figure out what was the focus of this thing. And let's see how much we can do. Let's play, because I am, after this I'm going to clean out that palette. I think I've done all I could. Are you guys drawing along? What are you guys doing? You guys working on anything? just chilling, enjoying the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Is there anything that you guys want to see me work on, a character that I can add to Wednesday's workshop? Which I'll be doing to this after I give him a erectomy when I paint it. That cat got my ears ringing. All right, let's do this. Too much water. See how there's too much water on the brush and how it doesn't stick? It's one of those things with gouache that you'll have to figure out as you go. You gotta wait or add a bit more pigment without that much water. See the difference there? How it kind of like adheres to the... See if I could draw some of this detail, and then I might have to fill my palette up with some black. I'm running out of colors. Let me know when you get prints of the painting here. Let me know when you're gonna get prints of the painting here. Oh, so nice you said it twice. I was drawing earlier, can't while watching because otherwise I won't hear you and miss the process. Dude, we gotta figure out when we can do a dual stream, when I can invite you to the stream. Lamp black here. I think that other blue was ultramarine. Miss the deets in the progress, man. Just go your gut, my friend. Go your instinct. He was watching TV and you got bored. I hear you, man. All right. What are we doing? See if we can salvage them legs. That is dark. D-dubs, sometimes these, excuse me, on the artboard, they don't seem to come out right when I scan them. But I will make it available on my Ko-fi. You can get the original. And then I gotta do the snowman version of Bobby Drake's. Oh, that all depends, man. But for my homie, I'll probably swing these because it's not too detailed. We're just having a good time here. I'll probably throw it up there for like $40 or something. But for you, because for my buddy, 120. No, I'm kidding. Can you imagine? See if I can freehand this dude's hand right here. Claw, claw. She needs something. No, what time is it? It's 3:30. Don't be fooled, TV girl. My cat's deaf, and she loves the attention. That's all. She doesn't have a. She can't tell how loud she's being. See if I can use some of this dry brush to simulate fuzz. JOM, how are you, bud? Just messing around here with some Bestia mode. Get a little fuzzy action going on here. See if I can use that same type of action. So we'll have to sweat so much detail down here. Cheating. Mr. McCoy. Yeah, they went to the same barber. Or no barber at all. Or no barber at all. I'm just mixing these blues. At this point, we're near the finish line, so we're not being a little too picky. But I'm trying to go a little dark with this blue because it's in the inside of the arm, the forearm. The only thing that's left really is to add some highlights in certain spots. I just hope I didn't go too far with adding this blue in here. We'll find out. I'm just adding a different color other than a dark blue, adding some vermilion to it. Get a little almost a reddish brown color, just to give it some extra dimension. You don't want everything to look the same. And it'll start pulling from different parts of the painting. Colors will look like they're complementing and finding each other. You know what I'm saying? That black is too much there. Add that. I like vermilion, is one of my favorite colors. Just a deep orange. He doesn't really rock a deep orange. He rocks what colors? How deep is that? That's pretty good. Yellow trunks, I think. He's in his undies, that's right. Used to be Professor Xavier, but he doesn't go anymore because of reasons. Just a little off the top, please. Shut up, Grandma. Eat your prune, drink your prune juice. Broadway approves, yes. Thanks, man. My palette is finally dry. we could be suggestive with all the other stuff. Like we said, we're not too fancy schmancy in here. All right. Let's pick some spots here. Just adding some of these accents. Add some of this blue. Is Beast anybody's favorite? Who was talking about that earlier? He wasn't necessarily my favorite growing up. Well, I gotta, what's the word? Preface that I didn't grow up reading the original X-Men run, right? That's too old. I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. For me, it was the Jim Lee run. Oh, my eyes. I forgot the mount. We're not done yet. So, I grew up with the Jim Lee version, the Blue Beast already. I think this might be too much. And the animated series, which we was already singing its praises. Yeah. Like, he was cool, but like you said, not my favorite, not the guy. Right? We don't go, when you're playing with your friends, let's play X-Men. Who are you? I'm Xavier. I'm Wolverine. No, I want to be Wolverine. I'll be Beast. Sorry, Beast. There might be too much moisture in this brush. Yes, he was looking for a cure for himself. So he vainly was trying to do it. Because he, for all things, he can pass for a regular looking human. So yeah, he was trying to cure himself. I'm curious if I can find that storyline. Alright, with that, now I can use a white one. No flip-flops? Wait, what do you mean? You lost me, Dubs. Damn, how would I ever be able to get that? Alright, let's see if we can feather in some hair. Do we have different looking feet? He had very defined, very. Why don't we just wear some shoes, man? You don't need no flip flops. I guess you would. Can you imagine that? You know how much that sucks? You don't like your feet that much? You mistakenly make yourself hairy? Yeesh. Hank. Relax. Alright, I'm gonna use this brush. See if I can control this shine. How often is he clogging that bathtub? At Xavier's, man. 100%. 100% all the time. I forgot to add blue there. And I forgot to paint his mouth. But it is probably for a woman, though. I can't see some of these lines in the hair because there's a glare now on my screen. Oh, on my face. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back, Freudian, with the black gouache up here. Hot pink flip flops? Oh yeah, that'd be legit. Beast has a drain filter. I don't know, bro. I think we're giving him way too much credit. You know, he'd be out of there quick. Oh my, stars and garters and be hauling ass. He's out. Blame it on Wolverine and and Storm. What I don't want to do is I don't want to fall into the trap of having to try to paint his hair again. Like I did in the last painting I did of the Beast. And I try to feather in everything. Sometimes it's just better with suggestion. Our imagination will do the rest. Waterfall in the back. Unless he truly is like a feline. Would hate to imagine that. Ooh, here we go. DW says, turns out that arc happened during Amazing Adventures, that Marvel Anthology series, and he was actually black-gray, yet the inks they used had blue highlights, and so people thought he was blue. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Well, the same thing with the Hulk, right? The Hulk was supposed to be gray, kind of like Frankenstein. And because of the way the inkers did it, or the inkers, the colorists, they made him look green, and then that's it. You gotta roar. You gotta roar, guys. When you're drawing, painting somebody, that's roaring. You gotta roar. You roar on the daily, yeah, man. You got to strut. You have to roar. Cue Katy Perry, or not. Don't do that. Don't cue Katy Perry. All right, how we doing? How we doing? We looking all right? I keep laughing at her. She has been consistent. What time is it? 3, 4. She thinks it's her time to her feeding time. Yeah, yeah. You know what? This reminds gives me the Hillenbrand brothers type of painting during the '90s when they were painting all of those action figures, the cards, which I have a ton. I don't have the legit one, the Jim Lee ones. I have the other ones. It's still good. He's going meow. Who? Oh, the Hildenbrand Bros. But that era of cards was just filled with Boris and Julie Bell paintings, which I think is dope that Julie Bell, who is a fitness model in her own right, basically painted herself as superheroes. She used herself as reference, and then Boris was painting her as reference as well. Oh yeah, I'm getting some 90s vibe here. I like it. Me gusta mucho. Sorry, I don't mean to be cracking my knuckles in your ear. Just adding bits and pieces of accents that to places that in places where nobody will probably notice, unless you have it in front. All right, I have to stand up. I just want to convey action here. So I think in the next couple of days, maybe even by the end of the week, I'm going to start working on that Jane Foster, Mighty Thor. Just so I can get it out the way. Now, I don't feel like I need to rush it, but let's start working on it. You like how I did the hair? I think I would have done as a jagged outline around the entire body. Yeah. And believe me, I'm fighting myself not to do that, because that's the natural way to get in there. But you never, and I don't mean you, I mean the royal you, me. Can you imagine trying to get to that precise? Man, you gotta go nuts. You gotta be free. You got to break free. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think the only thing I have left to do, really, is keep working on bits and pieces of the glow. But other than that, I think our boy Beasties is done. Layer some of these for his bunts. It gives it extra, a little bit more bright. I'm trying to avoid using white, but I think the only way to get the effect that I'm really thinking about is I'm gonna have to end up using it. But maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, brother. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah, who took... Oh, no. That's how strong that vermilion is. And then, if you want to get really fancy, you do the old splatter. I don't know if this is going to add anything or not. Yeah. It adds motion. Get it out of his face. Maybe there's fire around him and he's going, oh. Remember, we're doing Frankenstein again, so. Not too much. We ain't trying to make confetti. All I really need, I think, to really pull this off and get it, call it done, is another layer of black for the trunk, for his guts, and bits and pieces like underneath his chin, maybe in his hair. But then again, as you'll notice, I'll never get it full black because of the nature of gouache. And it's probably because I've had so many another layer underneath. But we're not complaining. Just keep going, right? Let me see. Let me try to do one last piece of black. What time is it? Plus, I got like 3 minutes to go. So, Monty, what's up? That is the end. It is the end. I'm gonna let the music play me out. Thanks, Monty. Monty's gonna be the next every time Kimmel ends and he says Matt Damon got cut off. But yeah. But hey, it doesn't matter, bro, if you missed it. I still appreciate you swinging through. So no harm, no foul. But yeah, I'm going to let the music play me out. I will see you guys on Wednesday. God willing. So, let me do my spiel. This is Arts to the Round Table. My name is Mello. This was the Beast. Painted in gouache. Next Wednesday, we're going to be painting the Hobgoblin. Don't mind his ear. DW, if you're really interested, buddy, send me a text. Hit me up on Instagram and we'll figure something out. Cool? But yes. Hey guys, God bless you. I love you. I mean it. Really do. I really appreciate you guys. I don't say that willy-nilly. I know I say it all the time. It is my sign-off, but I do mean it. So, I like to say, man, one of the most important commandments, love thy neighbor. But anyway, until next time, y'all. See y'all Wednesday. I'll draw you later. Bye.